Come with me. Let's do quick cake baking this evening. First of all, you want to get out your scale, turn on the scale, make sure it starts at 0, and then we go on to measure the ingredients. Um, so I'm measuring my butter. I put the butter on the scale. I want to get the exact measurement. Don't want it to be over and I don't want it to be less. So once the right measurement is reached, then I get the cake mixer, pour the butter in the mixer and start to mix. So we mix the cake. We start with low speed, mix, just to soften the butter, and then we get the sugar and then measure the sugar. I like to start on scale, measure the sugar, and gradually. So once the sugar is added, we want to start mixing on low speed as we add it, and then once it's fully combined, the butter will be doubled in size and the butter will be very fluffy. It will be lighter and then the sugar will be melted, not completely melted, but you know, not so grainy anymore, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So we do that and then we prepare the flour, get the buttermilk ready, get the eggs out. One thing to have in mind with cake making, every of cake ingredients is at room temperature. You don't want to be getting eggs from the fridge or cold milk and all of that. So my egg is at room temperature, buttermilk warm, setting in the cup. I use lemon juice to get the buttermilk, or you can use vinegar, whatever works for you. I use freshly squeezed lemon juice or the concentrated one they sell off the shelf. Anyone's fine. Just get the buttermilk, or if you get buttermilk itself off the shelf, that's alright. Okay, so I scrape the side of the pan, do some of the mix. Then, one very important thing to have at the back of your mind is when you're breaking your eggs, you don't want to break eggs directly into the batter. Trust me, I've been there before. You don't want to do that to yourself. Not in this part of the world, of course. You don't want to break a bad rotten egg into your batter. So you're safer breaking it one at a time into a different bowl than into the batter. So we do that and then we get the flavor. Yes, I love to use vanilla extract and almond flavor. I love the taste of almond in vanilla cakes. So I'm going to use 1 cup of vanilla extract and a very tiny little bit of almond. Almond is very strong, so you're just going to use a bit. All right, so we sieve the flour. Same as I do with my sugar, I do with my flour. I sieve the flour. It's important to sieve your flour. It doesn't matter whether there's lumps or not, just make it go through that sieve. All right, so I sieve my flour, then I measure in cup and on scale. For whatever reason, I do the two measurement because I don't know, I've got trust issues. At times I don't trust cup measurements. I feel okay, maybe it's overheaped, maybe I've mistakenly poured and too much in it. So once I'm done doing the cups, I go back and do the scale. I rely 100% on scale. So I don't know why I did the double, but that's what I do. So sieve, add your baking powder. And like I said earlier, if you need the recipe for this cake, drop me a comment in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to share with you and take you through the steps. All right, so now let's check the flour. Once we get the right measurement we want for the butter and the sugar, then we can go. Okay, so that is that. We're going to put the ingredients in, dry ingredients first and wet. Eggs already in anyway. So dry ingredients will be the flour and wet ingredients is the buttermilk. I just want to make sure I'm getting the right measurement. That's why I'm doing this. And dry and wet. And dry ingredients will be the last thing that is added. So you put on slow speed and get to combine that together. So I put the flour, I put the buttermilk and mix together, and I'm going to show you the yummy, sumptuous, succulent, luxurious looking butter once I'm done with this. So that's me adding the buttermilk in the batter, and then nice. So if you take note, you see that I've changed the teeth of the mixer. Once I've put everything together, I use this to smoothen it. I'm gonna zoom in for you to see how glossy and luxurious this is looking. So while that is ongoing, take a look at that. Oh dear, that feels so creamy. All right, so while that is going, scrape down the sides, and I need to quickly get the pan ready. The oven is preheated already. I'll cut out the baking paper. I like to line the tin with baking paper, so I'll do that quickly. I cut out the brown paper. I use the round tin to measure the base. I cut out the sides. I do all of that, and my scissors is acting up. My £1 scissors from Pound Shop. Anyways, so we cut that out, and there we go. Cake is almost ready. I'm excited. This is my best moment, kitchen moment. Yeah, I love being in the kitchen, baking actually. Cake and maybe pastries. All right, so back to business. Cut out the oil the pan. Yeah, you can use butter, you can use oil. For this one, I'm using oil just to make it faster. So I brush my pan with oil, line with paper, baking paper, and then smoothing out the butter. I've taken it out of the mixer, so I'm smoothing that out with, I have this long wooden spoon. I'm smoothing that out and divide evenly in the 3 pans. All right, so that is it. The oven is already preheated, so once I'm done dividing, it goes straight into the oven. All right, so normally if you're working towards getting the exact same cake size, you want to put that on the scale as well, but I'm not targeting that because it's going to be decorated anyways, so I'm not looking to get the same cake sizes, so I'm not going to put that on the scale. I fill all 3 cake pan, and reserve some for cupcakes. That's for the testing. Yeah, that's the most exciting part, isn't it? Anyway, so I fill all the tin of the cake pan, and then all right, so I get the third one, feel that as well. Just gauging the sizes, and once that is done, I'll get the cupcake pan and put the cupcake paper, and that's for the dessert for tonight. Oh my god, I forgot to mention this is weight watching friendly recipe, because I love to eat cakes and I'm watching my weight. Anyways, I digress. So back onto the matter. So I get that done, scrape down the sides. I want to scrape down the sides of the mixing bowl so I can get enough for the cupcakes. So get that, scrape, 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 scrape. Whoever invented scraper, oh dear, it's made life very easy. Very, very easy. Growing up, I remember we used to look forward to scraping those pans with our hands. Anyway, so here we go, filling the cupcake paper, and that we go into the oven. And so one thing to pay attention to when filling the cupcake pans is you don't want to fill it too much, because you don't want an overflow. That's why I'm gently using spoons to measure. You just want to fill it about halfway up the paper itself. Because when the cake goes into the oven, it rises. Remember, we use self-rising cake flour. It will rise, and if it's too much, it will overflow. So you don't want to do that. It always looks very good and lovely when the cake is just the right size of the paper. So I'm paying attention to that. That's why I'm taking my time. I don't want to do rush. Anyway, we'll do some scraping here. We're not going to let anything waste. We'll scrape with the spoon. We get the scraper. We'll scrape. And then that's it. You scrape with the scraper. You scrape out everything you can get from the bottom of the pan. Nah. Don't mind me. Yeah, I clean it with the scraper. Like I said earlier, whoever made the scraper made life very easy. Alright, so I chop it just a little. I don't want it to overflow. And that's it. We're done with that. And cake can go in the oven now. And cake will be ready in a few minutes. That's it. So cake is going into the oven. I'll put the cupcakes. I'm not sure it's a good idea, because of course it won't be ready at the same time with them. All the 3 cakes. The cupcakes will be ready in the next 20 minutes, and it's not a good thing to open the oven when cake is baking. Yeah, but I'll still do that anyways. All right, so I'll look for my timer. I don't use the oven timer. I have a small egg timer that I use to time my cake in the oven. That's it. So I'm gonna set the timer. I'm gonna set for 30 minutes, but I'll keep an eye on the cupcake before that time. So I'll set that, put that in the kitchen while I wash all the things I used. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the timer to work. So it does play up sometimes. If it's not ticking, that means it isn't working. So I'll start all over again. I'll tick. So once it starts ticking, that shows it's working. So it's still not working. Yeah, so I get it now. So that's 30 minutes. I'll put that down while the cake is baking. I'll do a quick cleanup of the utensils that I've used. And yes, the cupcakes are ready. Ooh, look at that. Oh dear. Look at the sumptuous, yummy looking cupcakes. Alright, so let's test one and see if we've done well. Look at how soft it is. So let's test that. Yum. Oh dear. It won't be a bad idea to have one of them with ice cream and the other type of cream, the one from the Irish people. All right, so let's have that. Oh goodness, look at that. Look at that. All right, thanks for baking with me. We'll come back and decorate the cake together. Stay tuned. Mwah.